Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, family. Welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadijah. I am so happy um, to be able to do this video today because those of y'all who saw the Super Bowl, I'm sure, I'm still recovering from that. I was a little upset when the Green Bay Packers lost. I'm just giving y'all this tidbit. Whatever side of the diaspora that you on, welcome to the mental house. Yes, I am a sports um, person, fanatic. Not a fanatic, but a fan. So when I watched the Super Bowl um, and I saw what happened, I've never in my life seen anything so crazy in all my 57 years of watching. Yeah, oh my God. And I'm sure none of y'all did either. So the first thing I want to do is just give a shout out to the New England Patriots and Tom Brady because, dude, you are definitely the best the best freaking fracking quarterback that has ever played this game. And I'm gonna have to give credit what credit is due. Brett, I thought, I hate to say it, but since y'all like to compare it a lot, Brett, hands down, don't even try. Aaron Rodgers, hands down, don't even try it. Tom Brady is the man, and I just want to take the hats off to y'all this morning because y'all certainly did the damn thing. Okay, all right. With that being said, I'm done. Um, what I want to talk about today is because I was talking to my kids yesterday, the day of the Super Bowl, and which was Sunday, a couple days ago. Sometimes they just say stuff that really makes me have to think, or sometimes I laugh with them because it's not if you don't have the ability to laugh at yourself, especially knowing that you um, are on the road to recovery or are in recovery. If you don't have the ability, and I know it may be difficult, but if you don't have the ability to laugh at yourself just yet, maybe um, it'd be important for you to, um, especially if you have access to the internet, uh, kind of look at some of the situations that you're kind of sensitive about and make them um, watch them situations, especially if you can go to YouTube and if it's anything that you're struggling with or that has a blockage that doesn't let your energy flow, then I suggest that you do that because being in touch with how you feel is so important. So for me, what always worked um, was I would, and I still do from time to time, I watch church dysfunction. And I know I could probably find something better than that. But somehow in my ratchetness, that's what turns me on. I like to watch the people fighting in church, and because I can't believe just how crazy we have become, um, and I can't believe just how blind guides are just are permeating the environment. But anyway, enough of that. The reason why I'm saying that is because my kids were talking about um, oh something happened when I think when that guy made that catch and he kept fumbling it around and it didn't hit the ground and it was on somebody's foot and I must have been acting real animated. And so my son goes, oh wow, you going back into beast mode. And I was like, what? Beast mode? You know, because they, a lot of time when they were teenagers, remember they're in their mid 20s and late 20s now. Um, they would say things like, okay, you in beast mode or whatever. And because I wasn't familiar with video games and what that language was, I never knew it. So once I saw them playing Nintendo or whatever it was, and I saw the game in beast mode. I was like, what the hell? So, because it was when it was in beast mode, the shit was real fast, and you know, it was real aggressive. Oh my god! And so this is how these kids were describing their mama. That is horrible. Describing me as beast mode. Okay, so when I start thinking about that, I was like, wow. Um, you know, in other words, I'm a kind of person that's reflective, and I'm always doing self inventory. So, although I maybe didn't know about narcissism, this was that long ago, I was like, wow, why would they say that I act like beast mode? And what I reacted to, was it really that serious that I couldn't just be on, maybe medium pissed off, festivity, instead of freaking beast mode? You know what I'm saying? Y'all bear with me, because I'm going to bring this all back home, I hope. But anyway, so as I begin to think about that concept, and the rage that I describe as beast mode, um, and the animation and just whatever, that's what they were saying I was doing when that play happened. And it just reminded them of their teenage years. And y'all know how teenagers are. They're very disrespectful. And I'm not gonna say that, because I didn't have disrespectful young people. And so let me stop that right now. But teenagers are crazy, and it depends on how much damage is how much they take you on a ride. Okay, because that is the age of trying to discover who you are and trying to snatch away and grow away from your parents. And then, so being a teenager, I acknowledge, is really a stage of severe mental illness as well. So you hope they survive. It was a good thing I survived my teenage years. Most of the stuff that I got involved with happened when I was a teenager. Okay, so this is when you really put the prayer cloth on when you have young people, is teenagers, because they usually make decisions that transform their lives. But anyway, I start thinking about that, the rage, or something that they would describe as a beast mode, and then it all went back to what was the trauma that was suppressed, that manifested itself as rage. Okay? So, over my course and time and studies of what is going on with me emotionally, okay, I come to figure out that any obsessive thoughts that I might have been having, in most cases, those as well are a direct result of childhood toxic abuse. Let me see. Let me try to give you an example again of what I'm saying. If you suppress your emotions, it's only two things, pretty much happens. You're gonna be driven mad, pretty much, really. And in how that manifests itself, you're gonna have obsessive thoughts. You're gonna have depression, stomach problems, backaches, back neck. It manifests itself in all kinds of ways. But if you go to the doctor, what they're going to do is they're going to give you a pill or something that's going to treat the symptom, not anything that's going to get in there and dig out the cause. Okay? So when I talk to a lot of fellas, because like I said, I spend a lot of time with guys. I have 8 brothers and no sisters. The only adopted sister I had is dead. But what I'm trying to say about that is, when you see the difference in even how they're addressed, just by virtue of their gender, you hear, stop crying, stop, you're gonna be a sissy, quit all that crying, little boy, or shut up. And this happens, don't get me wrong, across genders. I understand this, so I know for those of y'all gonna say, well, they say it to girls too. Yes, they do. But I'm saying, but can you imagine for a boy, a male, to be given this downloaded with this programming that he can't cry? Because if it wasn't meant for him as a human being to cry, he wouldn't even have tear ducts. He wouldn't have the ability to cry, just like he doesn't have the ability to have a baby, right? So God knew the God force knew exactly how it wanted to design your computer. So you are supposed to cry. And that keeps you grounded. That keeps you humble. That keeps you in touch with reality. Because when you begin to suppress that and you get smacked around for crying and you want to think how crazy that is. You are hurt by something. Let me go off for 1 second like I do, y'all. You are hurt and you're crying as a child whose mind hasn't fully developed, and you're sad about something. You need to be able to express what that feels like and what the hell is going on. And my response to you is shut your mouth right now before I give you something to cry about. Shut your damn mouth. I'm not here. Shut your damn mouth. Okay. So, as you go along life, suppressing, because that's what you've learned. Again, that's what you've learned. You'll be avoiding a conversation, a discussion, anything that has to deal with feelings. You might even get upset if your girl or your guy is, feeling bad about something. You don't know how to respond to it, so you respond unempathetic wise, or try to tell him, oh, don't cry. You don't have no reason to feel bad because you don't know what to say. You notice that most people tell you not to cry. If you're crying, don't cry. There's no reason, because they're uncomfortable with your feelings. They're uncomfortable with you saying how you feel. It's uncomfortable. I know, been there, done that. So I had a partner that told me I was always in my head. And I never understood what that meant. So you stay in your head all the time. You're in your head. You're in your head. But that is the basis of it. Not making the connection. Okay? So I'm going to give you a few things because this is very serious. And the sad thing for us, and now to my clan, African Americans, black people, colored, whatever you want to call yourself, I don't really care. Melanated people that are descendants of slaves, us, here in America. If we can't find, first of all, even for the larger society, if they don't find a good therapist that has experience in trauma, then they're going to continue to treat the symptoms, just write you a prescription, then you be hooked on some other kind of pills, okay, as opposed to getting down to the cause, so you won't spread this disease, this virus anymore. So what happens is, if you don't have a trauma-based therapy, which is hard to find because a lot of people, like I said, don't treat the trauma. So if you lucky enough, or like I said, lucky enough to be able to come up with that aspect of it, then you have to find out and see if that therapist is even versed in genetic DNA, in trauma-based, from a DNA perspective, from a cell memory perspective. Because, again, black people have a trauma. We have a story unique to any other person on the planet. And don't you ever forget that. And that's the only reason I always say reparations, because we need a special class. We have had a special problem. Okay, so let me just keep moving on. I was reading this book, and it's like I read it all the time. Actually, I've had this book, and it's by Louise Hay. I don't know if y'all can see that. Louise Hay. And this book is called You Can Heal Your Life. You see that? You can heal your life. And the reason why I want to share a few of these things with you all is because a lot of times I always talk about the trauma. So you won't go through life feeling like You go through life almost feeling emotionally like you in a deer in the headlights. Um, yeah, because you learn to suppress these emotions because your emotions are unacceptable to a toxic person. You have to, and you don't notice, and it's not ever going to come out until you have to engage in a relationship with another individual. Okay? Then it's going to be toxic driven. Ooh, it's just going to be what people say, oh, we love hard, we fight hard. Dude, it's supposed to be conflict in a relationship. I'm all with that. I'm not so even rigid to think that sometimes a relationship might get a little physical. Okay? It might. I don't mean beating somebody's ass and stomping them and kicking them. I don't mean that kind of physical. No. I mean like occasional, maybe a slap or a punch. I mean not a punch, but a shake. You understand what I'm saying? Not punch open. All that's a little bit out. That's gone too far. But this is how my mind works, and could be because of my damage. I don't know, but I'm saying that's acceptable to me because you got two people from two different worlds, and uh, romance is carnal. It's the animalistic nature of us. So sometimes, just like a cat get bit on the neck when she is mating. I mean that shit hurt because you hear them, but they still getting it in. Anyway, I'm, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I've digressed. Let me go back here. Okay. Now, in this book, what Louise Hay talks about, what she talks about is some of the things that the trauma that has happened to you and how it manifests itself in your body, everyday life, that you're not even paying attention to. Let me start with this. Abdominal cramps. Probable cause, fear. Stopping the progress. Abscess. Fermented thoughts of overhurts, slights, and revenge. Aches, longing for love, longing to be held. If you got aches and stuff in your body, check this out. Acne, not accepting the self. Dislike of the self. Addictions. Oh, I know. Running from the self. Fear, not knowing how to love the self. This is what addiction. This is the result, a probable cause. Let's go here. Aging problems, social beliefs, old thinking, fear of being oneself, rejection of the now, alcoholism. What's the use? Feeling of futility, guilt, inadequacy, self-rejection. Alzheimer's disease, a desire to leave the planet, the inability to face life the way it is. Yeah, it's just some concepts. Anemia. Yes, but attitude. Lack of joy. Fear of life. Feeling not good enough. Anxiety. Not trusting the flow and the process of life. Wow. Let's go. I'm just skipping over some. Arthritis. Feeling unloved. Criticism. Resentment. Arthritic fingers. A desire to punish, blame, feeling victimized. Now you probably going, what the hell? And how does that make any sense? But unless you really get down and start doing some soul searching, you can never connect any dots with any of these things that are happening to you or that you are experiencing with what your programming is. Okay? Bedwetting, fear of parent, usually the father, or very extremely dominant mother. Bladder problems, anxiety, holding on to old ideas, fear of letting go, being pissed off. You guys got to put this stuff in context, okay? Now, I just want That's it. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna keep going on. But I just kind of want to get you to start associating your thoughts, your actions, and your belief systems. And then I want to challenge you, secondly, to say, where do these beliefs come from? Where do these thoughts come from? Of course, your parents taught you that. And do your family, other members think like that? Where has it gotten you? And what happens when somebody challenges that thought for you? Are you rigid in your response? Um, can you just possibly fathom hearing something else? Because for a long time I couldn't. Because I was programmed with so much dogma that it was pathetic. Okay? So I'm just asking you, how has it affected you? All right, I'm going to let it go. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Thank you for being out there. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad for y'all to be here and allow me to dump my stuff in the mental health. I appreciate each and every one of you for dumping your garbage in the mental health and have dialogue. And I want to encourage you a little bit more to do that. Our website is down right now, and however, we're in the process of putting it back up, getting it revamped, um, putting some things back up on the website that I would like for you to participate in, and some information about other things I won't get into right now. So, if you like what you hear, again, please like and subscribe. And I want each and every one of y'all to go out and make it a great day. Stay in touch with how you feel. Question everything, even what I'm saying to you right now. All right? Okay. I'm going to see y'all next time in the mental house. Bye-bye.